Hello comic book people of the world, it's comic book day and it's the last comic book load of the year 2017, and to end the year off there's a couple good titles that came out.
I'm in love with a hero. I'm in love with the one who will always
Titans issue number 15, Super Sons of Tomorrow Part 3. Adult Tim Drake has come back in time to kill the young Superboy Jonathan Kent. He's already incapacitated both Bruce Wayne Batman and Superman, and in this issue he takes up a new persona, or at least a new codename. We keep getting hints that other characters in his timeline are going to be joining in this story, but they're still on the sidelines, which is killing me because I really want to see Connor Kent, even though he's in adult form, and Cassie Sandsmark as Wonder Woman, and Bart Allen all kind of join up and have all these other characters say, you know what, you don't exist in our timeline, maybe there's something going on, and they do exist, and we gotta figure out what's going on. Although maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Phoenix Resurrection issue number 1, The Return of Jean Grey. It looks as though writer Matthew Rosenberg is going to be taking his time with Jean returning, which I'm thankful about because this story is giving hints as to how it's going to be happening, but still making sure that there's an intricate story at play, and also going into the fact that Jean is still technically dead. X-Men Blue issue number 18. The young X-Men meet up with Generation X and a whole timey-wimey kind of thing. It's pretty cool. I used to be a huge fan of Generation X, so seeing them come back into this storyline, even though it's briefly, I was really happy about it. Although it leaves off on something even bigger where I'm thinking, wow, how is that going to happen? Also, this takes place before the events that happened in the Jean Grey comic book where the young Jean Grey was killed. So it's kind of weird seeing her in this issue when we know what's going to be happening to her later. Thanos issue number 14. Thanos of the future pretty much takes over the whole universe, or at least takes over Earth, and defeats all of the superheroes. But of course that's happened like a dozen times, but this is also another timey-wimey kind of thing where his younger counterpart meets up with him. So they're teaming up on an adventure to find out what happened to Mistress Death, which again I feel like this has happened before. Well, not exactly the same way, but there are some similarities to this previous Thanos stories. Justice League of America issue number 21. The Ray returns back to his hometown of Vanity. But what's big about this is we have DC character Aztec returning back. Only this time he is a she whose name is Nayeli Constant. It's a nice teaming up story. I've never really been a fan of Aztec in the past, but I am interested to find out how she's going to be playing into this story. Not to mention the fact that I love the Ray because he's awesome. Wonder Woman issue number 37. Zeus versus Darkseid. Whoa, this battle was pretty darn epic. I somewhat expected the ending that took place, but still I was pretty darn floored. The whole storyline about Wonder Woman meeting her long-lost twin brother, that seemed like it was more in the back burner. Not to mention the fact that I'm not really that big into her having a twin brother. Still though, this is a really great issue, and the conclusion was epic. Action Comics issue 994. Superman and Booster Gold go back into Krypton's past. Actually, it's Superman going back into Krypton's past and Booster trying to get him out of that timeline so he doesn't mess anything up. Anything with Booster Gold I think is really badass, but maybe I'm biased because I really like his character. I'm sure there's going to be some ramifications of what Superman was doing, trying to figure out what was going on with time with his father and Mr. Oz. But so far nothing has been really explained, just some glimpses of alternate universes. Detective Comics issue 971. Fall of the Batman Part 3. The supervillain team known as the Victim Syndicate is in Gotham and they've taken over Arkham. There's a really cool moment where Batman shows just how tough he really is. But this also ends on a really sad note, even though many people knew it was going to be coming, but still I didn't want to see it happen so quickly. It's kind of vague, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Finally, I read Doomsday Clock issue number 2. Jeff Johns has taken his time with this storyline, but we are at least seeing some speed up of some of the meeting of different characters from the Watchmen universe with the regular DC universe. Ozymandias is meeting up with the world's smartest man, which happens to be Lex Luthor, while Rorschach is meeting up with Batman. These members of the Watchmen get pulled over into the DC universe because of some sort of bomb thing that was taking place on their world. I didn't exactly understand how they got pulled over. I'm just kind of going along with the whole comic book science thing. I'm really liking this so far, even though we're only 2 issues into it, but still there's a lot of development that's going to be happening in the future. But anyways, that is my comic load for this week. What did you guys get? Leave comments down below and let me know. So that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching me in this video. If you haven't done it yet, check out my Patreon site, check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later.
always win. He's a prominent figure.
Future solicitations of DC Comics shows that the Joker is somehow involved in the Doomsday Clock story. Whether or not he has some relation to Marionette and Mime, that's yet to be seen, but it would be really interesting.